Good morning, y'all, and welcome back. I hope you had a good one. So we're still here in St. Augustine, Florida, and by now we've taken you on 5 jam-packed adventure days. Well, 4 full days and 1 half day with some maintenance at the camper. But today is the day before we have to leave. Now, we've had a great time here in St. Augustine, and our weeks typically don't look this hectic, but there's so much to do here that we didn't want to miss out. Now, I think we could come back here and spend 2 to 3 weeks and still not see everything they have to offer. But because we were only here 7 days, we had to fit it all in. Now, today is the day before we travel. So we're gonna show you what it takes to get our camper ready to go down the road today, so that tomorrow when we hook up, we have nothing to worry about but getting to our destination. So the girls are just getting up and getting moving. So I'm gonna use this time to run to town, take care of some of my chores. And we're gonna start with getting our propane tanks. That guy and that guy right there. And we're gonna take them to town and get them filled up. Now, this RV resort actually has on-site propane tank filling, but they don't charge by the gallon, they charge a flat rate fee. So regardless of whether I'm completely empty or half full, for us with our 30-pound tanks, it's $30 to fill up no matter how much they put in. So I'm gonna take them to town and get them filled up at the place that we use no matter where we are in America, Tractor Supply. We also need to go there to get Buddy some food, and there's a few other items we need to get while we're there. All right, so we gotta get Buddy's food. Okay, we need some of this for later when we grease the trailer. And I need a new one of these because the one I got is starting to leak. We got our propane tanks filled, we got Buddy some food, and we got some supplies for some maintenance we're gonna do later today on the camper. Right now, I'm gonna run back to the RV and drop the propane tanks off so I don't have to carry them around to the rest of the places we got to go today.
Hey y'all, thanks for coming to hang out with me. So on the day before a travel day, I like to break the RV up into 3 parts. I do the master bedroom, then I go to the living room and main bathroom, and then finally I'll go to the girls' room, which is our toy hauler, and the small bathroom back there. I do this because if I can get one area complete, I find that it's a lot faster than trying to, say, dust everything in the RV and then go back and sweep everything. If I just focus on one room, the process goes so much faster. And a lot of this stuff you could save for the day of travel, but I find that it's a lot less stressful if you just get it done the day before. That way you have one less thing to worry about on travel day. So usually in the master bedroom, there's 2 things I do before I get started. I go through the RV and I try to find anything that belongs in the master bedroom that I know that we're not going to be using on travel day. That way I can get that clutter put away. And then next I start the laundry. Laundry takes a long time in an RV, and usually my laundry basket is overflowing. However, this week it's not the case. I'm all caught up. The only thing we have left to do is linens. And typically I would send Kevin over to the RV laundry facility and just pay to have that all done at once. But since I have all day today, I decided we'll just go ahead and see what we can get done. And then toward the end of the day, if we need to do a load or 2 over there, we can do that. Okay, so here's some of the stuff I found that I know that we're not going to be using tomorrow. So I'm going to go ahead and put that up so that it's one less thing we have to do in the morning before we leave. A little shoe rack back there that I just hang those on. And then I'm not sure if Kevin's going to wear these tomorrow, so I'm just going to put them down at the bottom of the closet in case he wants them. And I'm just going to set my purse here and close that up. All right, so once I've gotten everything out of the RV that I know belongs in this room put away, like our shoes and purses and things, I will come over to this area because it's kind of a catch-all for everything. This is beside the bed. I'll just put away anything that might bounce out. So all these remotes I'll just stick in the basket. Then Kayla has a little basket down here for anything that she brings to bed. So we just store that over here and get all those things out. These things would probably travel okay in the basket, but since I'm going to clean their room anyway, I'll just go ahead and put it back in there. Then next, I come over and get any of our little decorations and such that I know I can put away because it just saves time in the morning. So if I'll go ahead and put those away now, I don't have to do it in the morning. So I'm just going to stick that there, stick that in that basket, and those will travel just fine there. All right, so now all the major stuff is put away. I'll still have a few things in the morning, like the sound bar in case we watch a movie tonight. I have the little stand that I put my phone on, and then our little holders for all of our things. I'll put those up in the morning, as well as the rug on the floor. Now I get to start the not so fun stuff, and that's the sweeping, the dusting, the mopping. I used to have to bring in a wood cleaner, a glass cleaner, sometimes an antibacterial cleaner, because the girls like to put food right here on the bottom of the mirror. They like to see their messy faces once they're done eating, so their hands typically touch it, and there's lots of food on there usually. So I'd have to bring all those cleaners in. However, I found a new product. It's called UltimateCloth. They are excellent. So here is what they are. They're just little cloths, very thin. This one is for electronics. This one is just their standard cloth. And then this is an antimicrobial, so it's great for the bathroom, for the kitchen, anything dealing with food or germs. That's a great one to use. So now I just have to get these wet, wring them out, and then I can use them on all the surfaces in here. So I can use the small electronic one like on our television to get the dust off. I can use this one here on the wood, or the lovely dust catcher, as I call it, for the AC vent. And then this one, in case there's any food on the bottom of the mirror, I can use this one. So I'm gonna get that started. I'm gonna show you all the things that I wipe down in here whenever I do a deep clean, and then we will get it swept, get it mopped, and we'll be done in here. Okay, so as you can see, the UltimateCloth is great for all of the surfaces in your RV. You don't have to worry about it leaving dust behind. It won't scratch your surfaces. And the best thing is it takes up such little space and only requires water. So you can get rid of all your wood cleaners, your antibacterials, all of your glass cleaners, anything like that, and all those extra towels that you were storing for when you clean. If you go on their website, they have different bundles, they have different colors, they have all different options for you, and they're offering all of our viewers a 15% discount. All you have to do is go to the description in this video, click on the link, and that will save you 15%. You can also go to their website, which is ultimatecloth.com, and type in Paving New Paths on their discount code, and that's going to get you the discount as well.
Okay, we're back at the RV and we're hooking our propane tanks up, and that gives me something to talk to you guys about. So when we first went full time, we wanted to feel safe about traveling all the time with propane on board. So that's why we got these guys. These are propane safety valves made by Gas Stop, and I just hooked everything up, so I'm going to show you how it works. So right now it's showing low pressure. I'm going to go ahead and open the bottle, and it goes to high. Now sometimes it doesn't if there is a lot of air in the system, which you would just have to reset the valve until it's in the yellow. And now once that's done, I'll go inside and I will light our stove to purge the rest of the air out, and then I'll come back out here and make sure these have not tripped. Sometimes just purging the air out of the stove will cause these to trigger, because that's what they do. They detect a flow of gas and they shut off. If you're interested in one of these, I'll link everything in the description below and you can check them out yourself. If you full-time in an RV, or even if you just are a weekend warrior, I would not have propane on board unless I had these, because it gives you peace of mind that if there's ever a leak or anything that happens, it will kill the propane tank. All right, so after you hook your tanks up, you just come in here and you light the stove. There you go. And I usually do all three of them just to go ahead and get them all done. There you go. Should have all the air out of the system now. Once I know I have all the air of the system, I'll come back over here and I will turn my gas water heater back on. So that brings us to something else I often get asked. Why do you run your electric water heater and your propane water heater at all times? And that's because just because they're on doesn't mean they're doing anything. So you saw we just turned our propane water heater on and it's not running out here. That's because it doesn't need to, because the water tank runs off a temp switch, and once the water inside the tank reaches a certain temperature, both the electric element and the propane element will turn off. Now the reason we run both at the same time is because when the water temperature falls below the temp switch, the recovery time is much faster when you have both the electric and the propane heating at the same time. And once it satisfies the temp switch setting, both will turn off again. That's why we run both of them, because we go through a lot of water and we need to recover as fast as possible. So anyway, now that we got the propane hooked back up, we're gonna head back to town and take care of the rest of our chores. So the first stop is the car wash, because we need to clean this thing up. So while we were here in St. Augustine, we went to the beach, and now she's covered in salt and sand again. So it's time to get her all cleaned up. All right, She's all cleaned up. Now let's go to our next spot. So we just make a quick stop at my favorite store, Lowe's. All right, Lowe's didn't have what we needed, so we're gonna go across the street to Home Depot. I know, I don't like going to Home Depot either, but we gotta do it. All right, we made it to Home Depot. Hopefully they have what we need. Bingo, we'll need this for later today when we flush and treat our tanks. Okay, Home Depot had what we needed. Now our next stop is Walmart, and that's to go grocery shopping. Now we like to go grocery shopping the day before we leave. That way when we get to our next spot, we have food for about the first week. I'm not gonna bore you with going shopping, so while I go take care of that, you guys go hang out with Alecia.
Okay, so we have made it to the kitchen and living room. Honestly, there's not too much I do in here because we keep using this room tonight for dinner. The girls will play in here, we may watch some TV, and then we'll even use it in the morning while we're getting ready and having breakfast and everything. So my main thing I do in here is just try to get rid of anything that doesn't belong in these rooms, such as the Play-Doh that the girls were playing with today and any other little things I may find, a hairbrush, other toys. So I'll go put those away so that that's one less thing I have to do in the morning. This over here is everything that we use tonight or in the morning, and then it has a few things like the box on top that will get stored on top of Buddy's cage once it is broken down. I find that the most time-consuming thing here in the kitchen is the pantry. So I put a lot of this away. I reorganize it completely. I will show you what it looks like once it's done, but my main concern is these canned goods over here because this is a glass door, so I don't want it to fall or roll out and break those. So I actually keep an extra storage container just here, and I'll put all those canned goods in there as well as anything else that I think might break the door. And I'll go ahead and take the aprons down as well as the hooks so that we don't have to worry about those falling off while we're traveling. And I take the things off of the wall, like the wreath here. I have a clock on the back wall, and I'll go ahead and take those down. Okay, so I just finished up with the pantry, so here is the final product. So here's where I have all the canned goods stored, a little bit of the bread items, and then I just go row by row and make sure that there's nothing breakable. And this is where we store kind of our extra food and stuff. So I make sure that there's no jars touching each other or any glass that's touching. I try to put plastic in between them. And tomorrow morning I will get the snack bag out, fill it up so that we'll have snacks on the way. The only other thing I wanted to mention that I do the day before is I will go in the fridge and see if we have any leftovers that need to be cleared out. That way I can go ahead and get those dishes clean. This week we were extremely busy, so we ate out a ton, so we don't have a lot of leftovers in there. So I don't have to worry about doing that today. But other than that, that pretty much wraps up everything here in the kitchen. So we'll move on to the bathroom. All right, so now we move to the main bathroom. There's not too much we can do here because we still have to take baths, brush our teeth, things like that. But I will go ahead and declutter this shelf here. I usually put everything in this cabinet right here so that we can lay the shelf down while we're traveling. I'll go ahead and clear this countertop off as much as possible, and I've got our tension rods ready. Those are going to go on each of the 3 shelves here in the medicine cabinet so that nothing comes flying out at us once we get to our new spot. And then the rest is just cleaning. So I'll wipe everything down, sweep, mop, all that good stuff so it's nice and clean once we get to our new place.
All right, I just got done grocery shopping here at Walmart, getting ready to head back to the RV, but I got one more stop to make on the way there, and it's the most expensive one of the day. That's right, this is the most expensive place we'll go today. Look at that price out there, $5.69. I remember when we were traveling out west last year, the highest I ever got was about $3.60, and that was in Montana. And I couldn't wait to get back to Texas because it was only $3 a gallon there. Man, I'd love to get us some $3 a gallon diesel right now. But at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter because I need it, so I'm gonna get it. Now that we have the truck topped off full of diesel, she's ready to go down the road tomorrow. So now we're gonna head back to the RV, see what Alicia's been up to, and start working on getting the camper ready to go. We're back at the RV, and the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go wash Buddy's blankets and bed. This RV park actually has a dedicated washer and dryer just for pets. Are you guys ready to go wash Buddy's bed?
Yeah!
You're gonna help me?
Yeah!
Let's go. While Buddy's blankets and beds are starting to wash, we're gonna come back to the camper, and remember the grease we got today? Yeah, we're gonna use that to grease our suspension components. Now our camper came stock with the EcoFlex equalizer, that guy right there. But we have added the MORryde heavy duty shackles and the MORryde cross members, as well as the MORryde wet bolt kit. So every one of these bolts right here is actually a greasable fitting. And I like to grease it about every 500 miles. So it's almost every other move. I crawl under there and I give it each one about 4 to 5 squirts of grease. Hey girl. So anyway, this is what I'm talking about. I'm under here with the trailer and I'm gonna grease all of these wet bolts. And there's one at each point. I would say there's probably about 30 of them under here. So I'm gonna go ahead and give all these about 4 or 5 shots of grease, and then we'll be done with this. Hey Ashlyn.
Hey.
Okay, we just finished greasing all the suspension components on our trailer. Now the next step is we want to verify the air pressure in the tires and ensure that our tire link system is working. Now to do that, I'm gonna use my onboard air compressor and this guy right here to check all 6 of those tires and air them up to 110 PSI. Now, if you want more information on how I have my air compressor set up and how we did it, I made a video about it and I'll link it down below. What are we doing?
We're going to try to pump the tires out.
We're gonna make sure it's got the right pressure and the air up if it needs more.
Yeah.
So we gotta take this guy off. You gonna hold this for me, Kayla? All right, that's our tire link.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna hook this guy on right here. We're gonna check the pressure. Oh, it's good. Give me it back.
Okay.
Thank you.
What do it help this for?
This is to make sure we have the right pressure in our tires so they don't pop when we're done on the road. Now that we've ensured all of our tires have 110 PSI in them and the tire link system is working correctly, our next step is to dump and flush the tanks. Now some of you guys may remember a few weeks ago we had the dreaded poo pyramid. Well, we ended up resolving it by flushing down the toilet valve inside the camper and using the ice trick on a travel day. Well, we think that was caused because I skipped this step on a few move days, which led to the poo pyramid. Well, ever since it's been fixed, we no longer skip. So since y'all have already seen this a few times, I'm gonna go ahead and dump and flush our tanks, and while I do that, you guys go inside and hang out with Alecia.
Okay, so we are in the final room besides the bathroom, but that takes no time. We are in our toy hauler, and this is our girls' bedroom, and this is where they play, where we store their toys and their shoes. This room gets used a lot. So the day before travel, I don't do too much in here, simply because Ashlyn still has to sleep in here tonight, and then they're gonna continue playing all through the night and tomorrow morning. So I'll just go through and organize some of these bins here that have been played with all week. These bins have toys in them, so I'll try to get a little bit of that organized, but I do know that they're going to play in those. This is where we store their clothes, so I'll pull out pajamas and any clothes that they're going to wear tomorrow, and then I can put the tension rods in here since they can't reach those shelves. Over here I can put in tension rods because they can't reach those, so I'll get that all organized, and I can take down anything that I know that they're not going to use, like their backpacks and hats, and then all these little toys can get put away because they won't play with those until we get to the next destination. So once I've done that, I can wipe down all the surfaces, especially this door. This glass door gets very, very grimy from all the fingerprints, and then I can vacuum. We just have a small 8x10 rug in here, so I use this little DeWalt portable vacuum. I find it's a little bit easier for me to handle than the central vac, so I grab that and vacuum in here, and then I move on to their bathroom. Okay, so I'm all finished up in the girls' toy hauler room, and here's just a quick overview of everything that I did. So I've wiped down everything here. I put the tension rods on these as well as these shelves, and I've cleaned the door, got the floor vacuumed, reorganized the baskets. All the stuffed animals coming out of the top go on Ashlyn's bed tonight when she goes to sleep, as well as all of this. She likes to have her stuffies with her. So now I'm gonna move on to the bathroom. This one is super quick, takes no time at all. Okay, so we're at the last stop of the day. We are in our extra bathroom that is attached to the toy hauler. So in this room, there's not much to do since the room is so small. Mainly it's just dusting and wiping things down, but I will go ahead and take down our little hooks here for our extra towels or clothes or whatever. And then I will put tension rods in all of these because that's just our extra storage. I'm gonna go ahead and move the toilet paper holder as well as the brush over into our laundry basket. Look here, it's a miracle. The laundry basket is empty. That is until bath time tonight. Then we'll have all of our clothes from today but that's okay. I'm gonna use our Ultimate Cloths here, so I will use the standard one for the glass and the wood and all of the other surfaces, and then I'm gonna use this antimicrobial to clean the sink and the faucet and the toilet. This antimicrobial is going to kill all of the germs. It continues killing them over the next 24 hours, so you don't have to worry about grimy germs lurking in here. So I'm gonna get that done, and then we will be done for the day. I've got my tension rods and all of our little holders here. I put everything into the laundry basket. We'll have our dirty clothes in there tonight, so it'll help pad everything while we travel, but all of that won't be rolling around on the floor here. We got the toilet, the sink clean, we wiped everything down, and I have vacuumed the floor. So with that, I am done.
We just finished dumping and flushing our tanks, and we have each tank topped off with about 10 to 15 gallons per travel day. Now it's time to go inside and treat them. Ashlyn, you gonna help me treat the tanks?
Yeah.
You gonna put all this stuff in the toilet?
Yeah.
In the sink?
Yeah.
You gonna help?
Yeah.
So anyway, we use the BioGeo method, and if you want more information on how we do that, we made a video and we'll link it down below. All right, so I just finished treating the tanks and I'm back outside. That's just about everything I need to do to get this camper ready to go down the road. And since Alecia has done all of our washing for the night, I can go ahead and get all the sewer tubes up tonight. I can get the cable picked up tonight, and the rest of it is just tidying up. I'll put all my boxes back inside, and I will pick the chairs up and get them in the front storage compartment. So for me, the camper and the truck are now ready to go down the road. I'm done with the outside. Are you done on the inside?
I'm finally done.
So anyway, if it looks like a lot's going on, it's because there is, and that's by design. When we first started traveling like this, we decided instead of doing a little bit every single day to just set aside one day and take care of it all. That way, when we got to the next place, we could go straight to adventuring and not have to worry about doing any of this kind of stuff to the camper until it's time to move again.
Yep, it was a lot today, and today I did a little bit extra. I did a lot of dusting and wiping things down and mopping and all that. I don't do that every move, but today it needed to be done, so it took a little extra time.
You want to hear a little secret?
What?
I actually kind of enjoy this day.
Oh, really?
You know why?
Why?
Because this is the type of day that reminds me of when we used to have a house.
Yeah? I
used to love mowing the yard and taking care of things around the house, and this is the one day where it kind of feels like I have goals for the day and I get to accomplish those goals.
I guess I could see that.
I don't have a zero turn anymore, but I got this camper. So anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed hanging out with us on the day before travel day. We'll see y'all in the morning when we're heading to South Carolina.